Morning. I am fresh off of work. The first two videos I recorded, I was actually at work, and I'm finally off. I worked 4 days straight, and I'm exhausted, but I am trying to grow this YouTube channel, so it's grind. Happy Friday. It is 7:37 here in kind of cold Louisiana, but let's just get right into the video. So this video, as you can see by the title, I'm sorry, I'm looking at some things, is about why I chose nursing. And the reason why I chose nursing, like, it kind of goes back to my writing career. Like, I was at a point in my writing career. I was pregnant when my writing career actually started taking off, and things were going really good in my writing career. Like I said at the time, I was like, it was Daughter of a Trap King and I Love You From My Soul. That, like, it was mainly, I can say, well, the Whisper and Hear the Story, which is I Love You From My Soul, is what grabbed people's attention and, like, gravitated people towards my writing, because once again, it was a love story. And like I said, when I first started writing, love stories was it, and that wave has not left yet. Oh my god, I can't wait for that wave to leave. But Daughter of a Trap King, it has love in it, but it's not a love story. If you have to classify Daughter of a Trap King, it goes in urban and street literature. So Whisper and Hitter is, of course, a love story, so that's what made people like, okay, let me check her out. And it did really well. Whisper and Hitter did like number 3 in 3 different categories, which is really good. So I was, like I said, I was building my career. I was pregnant. I was at home writing. Like, I wasn't working. I was, I was like working from home basically with the writing. So like I said, I had Leah in February, and it was just like things kind of started going left with those. It was other things besides her health and her being in the hospital that I was going through that I'll speak about later. But I would go to the NICU and I would bring my tablet with me. I never forget, I was in the hospital that Thursday, and the way things were looking, I was like, okay, I'ma die, she gonna die, but I don't see both of us making it out of this hospital. But even though I had that mentality at the time, I was working on my new series at the time, which is called, well, at the time the title was How That Pretty Thing Creams. It was supposed to kind of be like an erotic, but it switched to kind of like a love story. But I was working on that series, and the new title for that series, it's a 3-part series actually, and it's called She Was a Savage, He Was the Realist. And I'll put that link in my description if you guys want to check that out, like always. But I was working on that, so I just kept writing, even though we were, my blood pressure is sky high. We don't really know how things are gonna go, but I kept writing. That's all I knew, was to write. And things did, it did pretty good. But like I said, it was just, I had other things going on that was kind of distracting me. And that August, something happened, like something tragic happened. And then that September, something else tragic happened. And at that point, I was just like done with life. But that'll be separate videos on those two things. And it was like, the more I tried to write, I wasn't focused. But you don't want to tell yourself you're not focused, stop writing. So I kept writing, even though I was going through what I was going through. I still continued to write. And once I look back at that one, like this one particular book I was working on, I can see, yeah, you was going through something. But at like, once like August, September came, like October, like basically like the fall going into the winter, I was working on a new series, which is the first 48, Money Making Mika. And the link will be in the bio. The link will be in the description as well for that. But I was working on that, and that series did well, even though it was considered street literature. So by then, I was popping. Like, sis was popping with the writing, and like I said, I was making money from it. I was staying home, I was at home, so which was a good thing because I was able to be at the NICU when I wanted, to go when I want, leave when I want. So I was like, okay, writing is gonna, like, this is what I'm meant to do. But like I said, things just kept going left, and then it was just like I was at that moment. I like could say like December, I really became a single mom or whatever. So I was paying, my daughter was like almost my daughter's first birthday. So at that time, I'm doing everything financially by myself. And at that point, it was just so much with Leah where she had to go to the babysitter 5 days a week from like 6 to 5 in the afternoon because like it was just like it had took a toll on me. And like I said, I was also going through other things that I just needed to kind of like be just to myself and just like breathe. But I can, like I said, through all that, I continued writing, and I started seeing like money wasn't what it was, and then it was like at this point I was like on my fourth publisher. I don't know. I think I had like a total of 6, 7 publishers. I don't know. At this point, I don't even keep count. But at this point, I was on like my sixth. I'm sorry, like probably my fourth publisher, and like I said, it's like as I switched publishers, money just like started going like that. So, but by then, it made me sad because it made me get at a point with my writing, like you could say like last December, I was like overwriting, and that's when I was just like, okay, I have a daughter, I can't keep chasing this dream, even though I want to like continue chasing this dream, because in my heart I do feel like I'm meant to be an author. I may not be meant to be an author where it pays my bills and take me to Spain or wherever I want to go, but in your mind, of course, you feel like, okay, this is my talent. I'm supposed to make money from my talent. I'm supposed to be able to eat off my talent. And it was no longer that. And like at one point I was okay with not writing anymore. I'm kind of still okay. Like if it gets to a point where I don't write anymore, I'm at peace with that. But at the time, it was like, it drove me crazy. This is like November, December. It drove me crazy because it was like I was breaking up with somebody that I did not want to break up. And we've all been down that road before, just giving up on someone that we don't want to give up on. But at this point, we have to cut ties, and I was just like over it. And then I don't know, like one day me and my boo had to, like, he had called home and he was like, okay, so you got your CNA, your little CNA license. Okay, what's the next step? And I just started snapping. I was like, look, I'm not being no nurse to make nobody else have, like, I just started going off. And I bet he was like, what is wrong with her? She just snapping on me for nothing. But like at this point, I knew like, okay, you're a CNA, you might want to go to the next step. But I didn't want to do that because it was like, I felt like I was giving up on my dream. And he was like, well, you don't, he was like, well, you can go be a LPN. It's only 18. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, it really felt like I was giving up on my dreams of being an author. Like, being an author is a full-time job, despite what anyone thinks. It's a full-time job. So taking, like, even getting a job, like, as a CNA, it was like, man, I won't be able to write as much as I want to. So I eventually, like, I went back and forth with it for like 2 weeks. And I even cried about it one night. Like, because it was like, I'm really giving up. And like I said, at that point, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. So I started looking into going back to school. And originally, I was like, okay, I'll do LPN just to get my feet wet and go back to school for RN. That was already was the plan, to go back to school for RN. But once I found out, you have to be a RN to work in the NICU, which is where my goal is, to work in the NICU. I was like, well, I'm just gonna just do the 24 months and get a ASN and be an RN. So I kind of went back. I still was kind of skeptical. I was like, well, why not go to school for something dealing with writing, so, or film? I just kept going back and forth. Like, I was so confused, and I was just like, give up on it. Don't give up on it. And it took me one day just playing on my phone on Instagram, and I hashtag black RNs. And that was probably the best thing I did. And I saw like all these beautiful women RNs, and made nursing out of like a business, like starting these companies dealing with like things with nursing and all that. And I was like, okay. And it was just like, that's when it hit me, like, okay, maybe this was supposed to happen this way. And in that moment, to be honest with y'all, that's when I promised myself from now on, no matter what bad thing happened, like even if my tire go out and I have to call into work, I've always found a way to find something positive out of the situation. Because if you sit there and you just dwell and dwell and dwell on it, all you're gonna do is make yourself pissed off. So when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to school, boom, and that was it. I was like, and I, when he called home, I told him, I was like, this is the situation or whatever. He was like, well, why you don't do LPNs right now? I was like, no, I want to work in the NICU. I don't want to, waste any time. I want to just go straight into it. And he was, he respected my decision, and I went from there. But it took a resident, because I usually work, I work nights, and I usually work in the dementia unit, which people think when you hit dementia unit, it's just a bunch of crazy people running around, which during the day, yeah, but at night, most of them are sleeping. It might be one, two that wander around, but that's not like a every night thing. So, and I prefer working in the dementia unit anyways. So, but it just took this one resident to, he hit my nerves so bad. He's bedbound. Well, at night he's bedbound. He hit my nerves so bad. I remember just going, like, I was so frustrated. And one of the other CNAs, she was working in the front, which is like the outside of the unit. And she had came in the unit, because she usually works in the unit as well. She came in the unit to talk to me. And I was like so frustrated to the point I was almost in tears. Because I was like, he's just being so stubborn. He's sitting with it, like he's laying down with his legs crossed. He's fighting me to change him. Like, it was just like one of those nights where I was just like, okay, I can't wait for my writing to pick back up. Like, I have to do something. I'm like, because I cannot do CNA anymore. I'm like, no, I just can't. So she was like, she was like, don't get mad. I'm going to change him. And she changed him. And I literally opened my laptop and went apply for school. And that's how I applied, like, re-enrolled in school. I paid my application fee, and I went from there. And that's how I decided to go back to school. Like I said, I chose nursing over going to school for, like, English or film, which, like I said, would enhance my writing career. But the reason why I chose nursing over that is because at this point, I'm 25. I have a daughter, and she's growing by the day. Sometimes, like, she's growing by the second. It was just like I had to just face reality. Like, I don't have much time. Not say much time, but at this point, 25, you're in the middle of being young and being old. But I don't have time to chase a dream that is not guaranteed. It could be that one book that could shoot you up, or you're gonna keep trying to chase a dream where I know, like, okay, if I go to school and I put the same energy I put into writing into going to school, I'm gonna succeed in what I want to do. Like, it's a rainbow at the end of this storm, because I know nursing school is not gonna be easy. I know that. But, I know for sure, like, okay, I do what I have to do. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to pass my T's. I'm going to pass my NCLEX. I'm going to get a job, So that's why I chose nursing over anything, else that I decided to go for. And I chose RN because, like I said, I wanted to work in a NICU. after working in a nursing home, I would not be an LPN. You know, I don't knock no one for doing it, but as being a CNA and seeing like working in a nursing home where I live, working at a hospital, you wouldn't make like you make more working at a nursing home. So, and that was another thing that was like, no, RN held my attention more than LPN. If I would have became an LPN, I would have became an LPN because of the money. I wouldn't have became an LPN because, oh, I want to pass out medication in a nursing home. That did not excite me. Like, being an LPN didn't excite me. But with being an RN, it excited me and it made me realize, okay, like maybe writing is my talent, but being an RN is my gift. Like, I want to be that nurse that I had in NICU, because I had some, like, Leah and I had some amazing nurses in the NICU. I'll never forget one of them. You know, I'm not going to mention any of their names, you know, privacy reasons, but she had just, it was like 3 of them that were so good to my baby. One was kind of actually from my area, and she was black, and the other 2 were white. One was just married, like had just got married, and she was trying to have a baby, and the other one, I think she had a baby like a couple of months ago or whatever, but they literally cared for my baby like she was theirs, like giving me advice on this and that. Like, even when it came to breastfeeding, one of them, she was so helpful to the point she even brought me some something to help increase my milk supply. Like, that's how helpful they was, and like they were just so nice. And one day we were at a department store, and I saw the one who was trying to have a baby, and then I actually, like, Leah was a baby when I saw her. Then I actually saw her maybe a couple of months ago at Sam's club, and I was like, hey, you know, you were our nurse. And I was like, you know, this is Leah. And she was just so shocked and amazed to see Leah be, you know, at this toddler age. So I just wanted to be, like, I just want to be that nurse. I want to, you know, help someone how I was helped. Because to have your baby in this room, in this box, you know, they basically in a box when they're in the incubator, and to have to leave your baby there for 3 months, excuse my eyebrows, it's horrible, but to leave your baby, your sick baby, in a room, in a basic, like I said, in a box, and you have to trust with everything in you that these people you do not know from a can of paint is going to take care and nurture and love your baby like she is your own or he is your own. That is hard to do. So for them, like I said, for them to treat her like she was their own, it was like, it's only right I do the same thing to someone. So that is why I chose nursing and to be an RN. So I'm excited about nursing school. I can't wait. I'm scared, I'm nervous. You know, it's different. I know it's gonna be hard work, but I'm ready for the hard work. I'm a hard worker, so I can take on the challenge. So that is it for this video, guys. If you want more, hit the subscribe button, tell a friend, share, post, like, whatever you want to do, and also hit the icon to keep up and get more notifications on my channel. Thank you.